Miss Love, for your family, Memorial Day means a little something different. What does Memorial Day mean to you all now?
Well, it used to being running cotton row, because that's what my husband did since we moved here in 1986. And he grew up here, but he was a runner and he always ran cotton row. And now it's turned into him making stickers to put on the bibs of the ball. And so he does that, and for the last few years he's been making the stickers and gives them to the cotton row people that organize it. So, and we participate instead of just watching. I always knew the difference in Memorial Day and Veterans Day because I grew up next to Fort McClellan. I went to school with Army kids, good people, and married into a military family. My husband went to West Point and volunteered for Vietnam, and then his dad was in World War II in the Pacific. Scott, our oldest son, went to Iraq. He was military intelligence. And Dan, our second son, is in the Marines. He's been in them for 18 years. So we don't see the military as losers.
Right. You're supporting them, right? It is.
Yes.
It's something that runs very deep in your family.
Yeah.
And now you guys are part of a group that no one ever volunteers to be a part of.
It's not a group you wanted to be part of, and it's different when you are asked to be at an activity, and then you're representing instead of just attending.
You are a member of the Gold Star Mothers chapter.
Yes.
What does this chapter mean to you?
It means a lot. It's a camaraderie, and I don't think we would have been able to get together if it hadn't been for Redstone Arsenal and the Army having their survivor outreach services. I'm lucky to live here. When my son died, I'm lucky to live in Huntsville because it has supported us. Redstone Army has supported us. So they got us together as groups and families out on the arsenal and had picnics and things. And so now we're carrying on as the Gold Star Mothers and trying to bring that. There's more awareness in the community for what we do and what Memorial Day is.
For so many people, it's difficult to have the average citizen, it's challenging for them to find the right words to say. A lot of people just don't know what to say. What can we do as a community to help you guys, to help our Gold Star mothers, to help our Gold Star families kind of cope and walk through this journey? Is there anything we can say? Are there things that we shouldn't say?
Every time someone says something to me, I put myself in their place. So it's whatever they feel they want to say. But as far as the community, and I can't say anything but good things about Huntsville and Redstone. When my son died, both of them helped us out. Redstone in particular, they helped us arrange his memorial. My youngest son had just gotten in the Marines, and he was flying to Okinawa for his first base. And the Army got a hold of him and met him when he got off the plane and arranged for him to fly back to Dover to meet my son's body. And so then when we had the memorial, we were going to Arlington for the burial, and he didn't have a dress uniform for the Marines. And Redstone got him a uniform altogether.
Wow.
And they helped us arrange flights to get up there, and it was all very well done.
For so many, they often say talking about them, bringing up your loved ones' names, and not being afraid to talk openly about them and funny stories. And that's what helps you guys navigate this. I can't say move forward because you never really move on. Does it get easier?
Oh yes, I love for people to say his name and talk about him. It just makes him alive.
Let's talk a little bit about him now, if you don't mind. Tell us his name and what he did.
Okay, Scott McLean Love. We moved here in '86. My husband had been in the Army. We moved around, and then we lived in Atlanta for a while, and then moved over here when Scott was 13. He went to Mountain Gap. He went to Grissom. He had a great friendship with a group of people from Mountain Gap and through Grissom, and they showed up for his memorial. And he had wonderful times with them. He was articulate, he was well-read. He went to Florida State University. He studied cinema and film. And then his other studies, he took every cross-cultural course that he could take. He was curious, and he sent us on Christmas before he died. He was in Kuwait waiting to go into Iraq. And he sent us a picture of a nativity scene that he said was set up, Christian nativity scene, set up by a Hindu worker in the cafeteria in an Arabic country for a Jewish baby. So he saw the world in that way.
When did he pass?
June the 7th, 2006.
What happened? How did he die?
He died in a IED explosion. He and one of his medics.
Were you surprised that he took the Army route?
Yes. My younger son, Dan, had wanted to go in the military when he was right out of high school, and I went, no. But they both joined in their 20s. And it was okay. They were brave. I was kind of, it's taken me a while to be okay with it, that they are one of the, 1% of the population that are active duty. So they chose to serve.
If you close your eyes and you think of Scott, what is the one thing that comes to your mind? What do you see him? How do you see him?
A smile. In fact, some of the guys he worked with, and it was mostly his troops. Scott was a first lieutenant, so he worked with the PFCs, and he would work with them, and that's what they said in their letters to us, that it was never below him to do things, and he always had a smile, and he could run like the wind.
Looking down now and seeing how your Memorial Day looks different, how your lives have changed, how much you're still active, but now just in a different sense. Is he happy? Is he proud of what you guys are doing?
Oh, absolutely.